your snacks ready. If you're like me, you might have a little bit of like a zigzag, it's got a little green plant inside of it. Like, fucking relax for a moment, okay? And there are problems in this world, there are awful things happening, but Bob Ross is on YouTube, okay? And so is Mr. Rogers. You are having an awful day, like cat videos, like whatever it is that like, you know, like gives you that little like boost, like Vine compilations. My partner likes Vine compilations. Like watching Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross is what does it for me. So this is like the only like semi-positive poem that I have. So positive shit. Here we go. You've made this a special day just by being you. There's no person in the world like you, and I like you just the way you are. Let's do this one some justice. My hands have never done anything worth noting. I decided today was the day I did something noteworthy. So I pull out my notebook and I pull out my sternum and I push my lungs out of the way and I take these words from my chest and I put them into this poem. And these words, they flow from my heartbeat, and like Lady Luck, she's an irregular visitor. Sometimes words skip excitement. Sometimes they skip out on me because of fear. Sometimes the anxiety eats them up and she beats 3 times as fast for an entire day for no other reason than, oh well, there's nothing coherent to write, and I feel like I should have taken my medication, but the medication never works, and I just feel like I'm running around in the body of a madman, but these words are always going to be my body. And my body is full of divots and scars and W's and X's and C's and B's and T's, consonants and vowels, 2 words to tell. I come with stories to tell if only we had the time. But I don't have time. I don't always know the time. This body cannot tell the future. My scars can only tell you of my past, and my circulatory system is incapable of wrapping its veins around you and saying the words forever. Because I am sure that this existence ends and nobody really knows what's next. Nobody really knows what's coming next. All I know is that I don't want the cops on my back. I don't want them pulling me over on the last weekend of the month. I don't want their slugs in my chest, and I don't want their lights at my back. So I keep my words close to my heart, and I feed you these arranged symbols that churn within me when I want you to feel something. And I want you to feel something. I want you to remember that time you first realized that you were going to be a little bit different. I want you to remember the first time you walked into a room and you stopped and realized that the conversation stopped because it was about you. I want you to remember the first time you stepped into a room and everybody stopped and stared at you, and you looked around in the room like you do in science class when you're looking for a partner for your project, and you realized that nobody wanted to meet your eye. You realized that nobody actually cared about your past or what had come before, and they weren't going to take the time to empathize and figure out what had happened to you before. I want you to remember that time that you realized you were going to be just a little different. That even though your heart beat the same, that you were going to be marked and mocked. And see, the words that they said to me, I remember every last one of them. And I carved them into my left atrium, and I carved them into my right ventricle, and they mold every cell that pumps through my veins, and my spinal fluid runs to the tune of the ruins they flung through. The walls of my heart contract and blood rushes to my veins, and I breathe out. And I look at all these words carved into me, all of these ugly things that I've seen, that I've done, that I've ingested. And I wonder how someone so broken, someone so self-destructive could have a heart to tell their stories.